Screen showing was canceled. Make sure you click the share on the model. What? Whatever. Stream might being weird. Sorry about that. All right. Well, I don't care about the cover. Because we're one day. I mean, not a one day. We're a couple days from the draft. And there's been a lot of things that I wanted to talk about. I'm sorry, guys. I've been working. I've been getting work. Shut the fuck up. I ain't trying to hear the notification right now. I've been seeing a lot of mock drafts, and I made sure this week I took off from work for the draft because I wasn't going to miss this draft because I think this is going to be Howard Roseman's best draft that he's ever had. And people say, well, how can you possibly say that? We're picking at 32. And there's a lot of people saying, well, could the Eagles trade back? Could they not? Could they stay at 32 and pick a guy like, if a Walter Nolan falls to us, or someone like Melchi Starks falls to us, or someone like Nicky Maori from South Carolina falls to us, someone like that. Could the Eagles stay at 32? Or would they be possibly able to move up at least a couple spots to get a guy like maybe if a Walter Nolan falls to them, or someone like the Tennessee prospect that everybody's been hyping, and that's Pierce Jr., who I like his versatility. I like his size. I like his speed. I like the fact that he's able to bull rush because a lot of defenders, man, I've been hearing a lot about Abdul Carter, man. And when I watch his tape, I'm not impressed with him. I don't think people understand that he has one move. So when people tell me, and this goes back to, I want to bring this up real quick because I made a video yesterday, but I am so tired of them trying to talk about we should trade up to 4 to get Abdul Carter, and we should possibly trade one of our best receivers for him. Ike Reese should be ashamed of himself because he flat out calls out Les Bowman on a tweet because Les Bowman called him out. Flat out said, what you're doing is nasty work, bro. You're lying to these people. You're telling them something that's not. There's no report out there. Oh, we don't tell lies. Oh, it never came from us. Really? Then who the hell they come from? Because the only guys that would make up an AJ Brown rumor is you, bonehead, and the other media. So if it's not you, who is it? Because there's nobody else talking about this AJ shit except WIP and the Boston media. Nobody else. So why are you sitting there lying when you get caught out on your BS? Ike Reese, you should be ashamed of yourself, dude. You've been in the media for how many years? You know what it's like as a player. So why do you continue to do this to another former player, man? I don't understand these people. Then you got the Boston media, Patriots media, these goofballs out of nowhere talking about they have a possibility of trading for A.J. Brown. I'm going to say this one more time. And I don't care how people feel. A.J. Brown would be a dead cap hit to the Philadelphia Eagles. There's no way in hell the Eagles are going to take on a $60 million dead cap hit. It's no way. And why would the Eagles trade possibly the best receiver? For what? What could possibly be better than A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith? You tell me. Because I see a lot of experts run around here thinking they know everything when they don't know jack dilly squat. Y'all run around here like you're Mike Mayock. You run around here like you're Mel Kiper. You're not. You're a goofball with fucking, Twitter followers, and you think you're suddenly smart and you're suddenly an expert. This guy's an expert. This guy's an expert. Shut up. AJ ain't going nowhere, and we're not. And again, I'd rather stay at 32, but I'm going to move past it because I know that's not a lot of what people want to hear. But I got to tell the people what they need to hear. And I'm just tired of the rumors, man. When I go on my IG, I should not be hearing about a possibility of A.J. Brown trade. I should be hearing, well, the Eagles could possibly, get this guy Walter Nolan. I like Walter Nolan. And the Eagles have met up with him. Top 30 draft visit. We are starting to see the guys that the Eagles like. For real. in the first round. You know, there's guys that they brought in, but I don't think they look them as a number one option. I think they look them as a day two option. Okay. Walter Nolan, Malachi Starks. I don't know if they brought Nick Moore. I know they brought the tight end, who I think is very interesting because a lot of people say, well, you know, could they trade Dallas Goedert? I think it's possible. That I can see. But not no fucking A.J. Brown, man. I need people to stop it because he's a Patriot fan. You got Eagles YouTuber content creators salty and bitter. Well, I don't like the fact he's been a Patriot fan since he was young. Get over it. Not everybody is a damn Eagles fan. Not everybody is a part of the Philadelphia Eagles player. It has to be a damn Eagles fan or a Phillies fan. Get over it. He's a diehard Patriots fan. We knew that. Why are you complaining? Why we run around here talking about, well, A.J. Brown doing this really nasty work. Why is he over there trolling Eagle fans? Because y'all fought for it. That's why he does it, because he thinks it's funny, which I think it is funny. I ain't gonna lie. A.J. Brown makes me laugh a lot of times because I think he has a sense of humor. Julian Edelman talk about, and I think it's hilarious. Julian Edelman thinks Julian Edelman, hey, listen, when you can get on when it's 2031, when his contract is over and he's 30 years old and washed, then you can have him. You can have him in New England when his contract is done. But until that, stop it, man. Go draft a fucking Travis Hunter. Go draft another receiver and add him to Drake May, who you don't even know if it's going to be anything. I love how Patriot fans run around here talking about Drake May would feed A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown and Drake May would feed families. Jalen Hurts can't throw the ball. Huh? Drake May has never started a fucking game, I don't believe. How the hell did you get that through your thick skull that he would feed families? He can't even feed his own fucking roster. He's not even a franchise quarterback. You don't even know if he's the guy. You might be tanking for next year's quarterback coming out. Patriot fans, cheating Boston fucking media and these Patriot cheating ass fans. Who do y'all think you is? Drake May's a bum, a flat out bum. I don't think he started a game. Did he even play a full season? Why are you running around here talking about my quarterback? Again, if you're not a Super Bowl MVP, don't talk about my quarterback. Please don't. Please don't. It's embarrassing. People run around here talking about we can't talk about the Super Bowl. Oh, we Super Bowl champions still. It ain't going to change. Now Commander fans feeling that they have to open their mouth. Oh, why are you talking about Jalen Hurts? Jay Daniels is so much better. Shut up, bro. Built to ass, 55. I don't got to talk anymore. I'm not done talking to y'all. Let's get to this draft, man. I do think the Eagles have a lot of things that they've been looking at, man. As you notice, we brought a lot of DBs, a lot of safeties, a lot of defensive tackles. We brought a lot of them in. And as I go into this draft and I think of more of what Howie likes, I do think that if Malachi Starks falls to 20, I do think the Eagles are going to trade up. I see a lot of people, including people at work that I talk to, a lot of customers, because I see Eagle, I'm like, yo, go Birds. You know, a lot of them don't respond back. It's like, well, if you have an Eagles jersey, here's another thing, man. If I say go Birds, say fucking go Birds back. Stop being a douchebag. Or if you don't know what go Birds mean, then take that hat off your head. Because when I say go Birds, your response should be go Birds back. Okay? Not, yeah. What? No, it's fucking go Birds back. It's a common courtesy that you do. How long have you been an Eagle fan? We say go Birds. Go Birds. Go Birds. That's some of these fans become fake to me, man. What, did you just jump on the bandwagon after we won a Super Bowl and you forgot how to say go Birds back? It's just simple. Go Birds. Go Birds. Then someone told me he was wearing an Eagles jersey because he liked it. Man, get your goofy, weird bandwagon ass off the fucking and bye. You don't wear an Eagle jersey because you like it. You wear it because you like the team. Well, it looks cool, man. You know what I'm saying? It is what it's. Long story short. So I've been working all that stuff, and I've been talking to a lot of Eagle fans. And a lot of Eagle fans don't think we're going to get a safety at number one. I'm telling you, Howard Roseman's getting the safety at number one. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I truly believe And I really, really, truly believe that Howard Roseman is looking at this safety class. And I think he looks at a guy like Malcolm Starks to say, I think he could start over C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Because why would you trade C.J. Gardner-Johnson unless you don't think that C.J. Gardner-Johnson is better than these safeties in this draft? You don't trade a safety like that when you know there's safeties in this draft that you can get. Malachi Starks and Nick Mawari are my two favorite safeties. I know, and listen, Makuba would be awesome. I would not mind Makuba out of Texas. I would not mind him. But if I could get a top 2 safety in this draft class with the number 1 pick, I'm doing it. I'm doing it now. Let's say, for example, if they're off the board and you have a Walter Nolan, you take no Walter Nolan, obviously. But if there's a Malachi Starks and Walter Nolan on that board, I'm taking Malachi Starks. Because I know my defense, a tackle, yes, people think we lost a lot. We really didn't lose a lot. I think Njoku, it can start right away. I think a guy like Jalen Hunt is going to have a great year next year. I think a lot of people sleep on Jalen Hunt. You forget this kid came along, man. And to add him with a guy like a Walter Nolan would be awesome. You put a Pierce Jr. on the other side of a Nolan Smith. We talk about what would it be to have another pass rusher right next to Jalen Carter. And how deadly would it be? Now you can't just – because if you had a Nolan's, I ain't going to lie. Walter Nolan reminds me a lot like Jalen Carter, man. He's a dominant force. And if you can add because when I watch him, his physicality just reminds me so much of Jalen Carter, man. And I think he's the best defense tackle in this draft. I would not be shocked if he goes first and it's someone like Pierce Jr. falls with us. Because if you're a team like the Detroit Lions, you're looking at a guy like that. If you're a team like the Dallas Cowboys, you're looking at a guy like that. Who is a set toner? Who's a guy that can set the tone in the trenches on the defensive side of the ball? I think Walter Nolan's the best defense side. I know a lot of people talk about, these other guys. No. Walter Nolan, to me, is the most complete NFL player. I know a lot of people think they're running around here experts. It's funny. You hear all these comments in the comment section. Well, he's overrated. He's overrated how? Do you know football? Just say you don't know football and shut up. Walter Nolan's a monster. Watch his tape. Watch how he gets off the line. You guys are fucking plug-and-play player day one. If you added Walter Nolan to Jalen Carter, bro, I don't know how you stop this defense. I mean, you can't stop him already because you got to double Jalen Carter. But if you add a Walter Nolan to this front four with the Jomo, with Hunt, with Nolan Smith, your defense is set, especially the front side of the ball. I think Walter Nolan, the fact that the Eagles brought him in, not saying it's going to happen, but that could be a guy we could go up and get. And I would not mind that. What I don't want is the Eagles to, trade back because they're scared of taking a safety. And I don't think Howie would do that. I think if a guy like Starks falls to 20, let's say 3 quarterbacks are off the board, which is more likely. Now, the Giants, to me, I'm telling you right now, the Giants fans are going to get really upset this draft day. I can't wait. I'm listening to my guy, Online Sports and Sports Talk, Giant Sports Talk. It definitely go subscribe to him. And, there's a lot of Giant fans that get mad at him, but he tells the truth. And I'm trying to collab with him this year, man, because I think that he's such an underrated Giants YouTuber. Everybody talks about the Bad Dog, and I rock with Bad Dog, but there's a lot of Giants YouTubers. I just don't think they take it seriously. They don't tell the truth. I'm not saying Bad Dog. I'm talking about the other ones, like Fist Vegas, making thousands of videos about the Eagles, man. Why? You're trash. There's nothing you can say to me. But Online Giants Sports, he makes great content. And I've been on this channel. I've been on his collabs before. I've called in. Nice guy, smart and educated. And he knows the draft. And I was listening to him today. And obviously he was taking shots at his gym because Joe Shane's a moron. Let's be real. I mean, I had a Giant fan at work today. Yesterday. I was talking to him, and he over there telling me we couldn't pay Saquon Barkley. I said, yeah, you would have if you didn't pay Daniel Jones. Oh, we got Russell Wilson. Who? Russell Wilson's washed. Jameis Winston's a bum. You know what I'm saying? The Philadelphia Eagles right now, when you look at them, I think that there is a no shot in hell we don't at least get to the NFC Championship next year. We have a chance to go back, and definitely we're going back. Because, by the way, my quarterback right now, he's not out here acting like Lamar Jackson. I keep on saying because I love making people mad. Why do you say about Lamar Jackson all the time? Because I like triggering y'all. That's why. You know what I'm saying? I'm like WIP. I try to trigger y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm like A.G. Brown. I like trolling y'all with picture jerseys, even though it's not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? My quarterback is out here at 4 a.m. putting the work in. He's not out here acting. He's out here going outside, throwing a football, working on his mechanics, getting better. That's why this kid wins. And I love this kid because I said this after I saw it. I said this one of his customers. I love this freaking quarterback, man. I love this fucking kid. This kid's a dog. This is why he's Super Bowl MVP. Because he puts the work in at 4:04 a.m. Kid's all about winning, man. I mean, I got guys like Chase Daniels sitting there talking about he won't take a guy like that. Well, fucking who is you, first of all? Second of all, who the hell is you anyway? You're a bum. Why are backups making talk about they won't take jobs? That's why you're not a damn GM, because you're not smart. You're a bozo clown talking with a red note. Honk, honk. That's what you do when you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. So instead of you sitting back and learning something, you sit back and say stupid shit like, I want to take Jalen Hurts because I want to start my franchise. Really? I'm sorry. I'll take a Super Bowl MVP to start my franchise any day. And then there's people running around here to where he's Trent Dilfer. Last time I checked, Trent Dilfer number one is Super Bowl MVP. Have you not watched Trent Dilfer? You probably were most of y'all were too young to remember. It's funny, you got people who are 13 years old to watch Trent Dilfer. When have you watched Trent Dilfer in your lifetime? The only thing you remember is probably prime Russell Wilson. That's it. When have you seen Trent Dilfer? Because I watched him. He was nothing like Jalen Hurts. So please stop comparing those two, man. Jalen Hurts is 10 times better than Trent Dilfer, bro. And I don't remember Trent Dilfer winning the Super Bowl MVP. So when you ask clowns, you bozos, morons, incompetent boneheads say the stupidest stuff. And this goes back to learning football. And this is why I say that not everybody is a football expert. Just because you got a Twitter account and you got millions of followers and your name is Jaden Daniels Fanboy 3A at 308 expert. That don't mean you're a damn expert. You're just a clown that has an expert name in your bio. That's it. Jalen Hurts is the best quarterback in the NFL. Don't give me no Josh Allen. Don't give me no Lamar Jackson. Because where are they at when they're putting the work? Why aren't they putting the work in like Jalen Hurts? Why aren't they at 4 a.m. doing what Jalen Hurts is doing? Because they don't care about winning. And this goes back to, it's great to talk about it. And they could say, oh, I care about winning so much. I want to win. But you don't show it. Because my quarterback is showing it. He's not satisfied. If you ask Jalen Hurts, do you feel like you played great in the Super Bowl? He said, no, I don't think I did enough. And really, to be honest, we'd be like, really? You know, because if you ask Jalen Hurts, would you be satisfied after the Super Bowl? He would say no. And you'd be like, damn, the triple-digit passing rate? I mean, you don't think you played great? That's who Jalen Hurts is, though. He knows that he could have put more points on that board if he didn't throw that pick, even though it wasn't his fault. He feels like it's his fault. The fumble one, even though I don't think it's his fault, the last Super Bowl, because we know it was a face mask that wasn't called, he knows that if he didn't fumble, we would have won the Super Bowl in his heart. So what does he do? He takes that and uses that for motivation. So let Chase Daniels run his mouth about him. So what? You couldn't even beat Carson Wentz out in his rookie year, bro. So when you dummies talk crazy and you come on TV and say this stupid stuff, just remember you couldn't beat a rookie quarterback with a broken rib. Chase Daniels. You were benched for a quarterback who broke his rib. Carson Wentz. In 2016, you were supposed to start. You couldn't have beat him out with a broken rib Carson Wentz, a rookie quarterback from North Dakota State. I don't take no Chase Daniels seriously. You can't even compete with a broken rib quarterback with the number 2 overall pick when he clearly wasn't healthy. How the hell are you going to talk about a quarterback that you would take in your franchise? You never was a franchise quarterback to begin with. You stupid mother. These guys make me mad, man. And I know it's like, well, why do you react to them? Because I'm a content creator. That's what I do. And when I see stupidity, it makes me just wonder what goes through their brain cells. Do they actually believe this, or are they actually saying this because they need ratings? When I hear Joe Gigolo talk on WIP, I'm wondering, does he actually believe this nonsense coming out of his mouth, or does he just want the ratings? Joe Gigolo comes out and says that he would trade A.J. Brown. Meanwhile, you can't, but, possibility, I would trade A.J. Brown for Travis Hunter, and if Abdul Carter, what? Abdul Carter is a one-move pass rusher. That's all he is. Let me be real with you with Abdul Carter. Abdul Carter has one move, bro. And, he reminds me a lot like Derek Barnett. Because what was Derek Barnett's worst trait about him? He had one move, and that was a bull rush. Where's he at? He's on the Texans. First round pick, great. What's going to happen when he plays against elite left tackles? What's going to happen when he goes to because everybody running around here talking about Duke Carter should go to Philadelphia because he's from Philadelphia. It don't mean nothing. We have a lot of Penn State players that we drafted that was from this area. That don't mean nothing. When you watch a Duke Carter this year, he was terrible. He had one productive year at best. Now, can he get better? Absolutely. But I'm not training no future A.J. Brown for a prospect that has one freaking move, and that is a bull rush. He dips, that's it. And that's not going to work in the NFL because you got to be able to outsmart. Why do you think Jalen Carter is one of the best defensive? Because he doesn't use one move. He uses different things. He makes you think one way and does the other because he's smart. You got to be smart inside there. And Abdul Carter, one thing about him that I watched, he has one move. That's great and fine. But what's that one move going to do when you go against a guy like Lane Johnson? Where's Chase Young at? Look at Brian Burns. He reminds me a lot like Abdul Carter. It's funny how you want to talk about we should trade the fourth. I don't think he's a real legit prospect that I'm willing to risk for. He's not a Myles Garrett. He's not. Myles Garrett was fucking dominant. And when he came out, you know how good Myles Garrett was? It's not Myles Garrett. Abdul Carter does not fascinate me like a lot of people run around here and think he's all that. He doesn't fascinate me like a lot of people do. Like everybody, what a lot of people are fascinated by him. I don't see star potential out of him. I see a guy that can rotate, but I don't see a Myles Garrett when I look at Abdul Carter. I don't. So when I see Joe Gigolo say he's going to be one of the lead, how? Aiden Hutchinson does not just have one move, bro. This goes back to context, man. And when guys open their mouth and they overhype these players, do you watch the tape? Because if you did, you would know there's a lot of criticism with his game. He's not a Jalen Carter. He's not, okay, you want to talk, he's not a Von Miller. Von Miller was very dominant in college. There's a lot of games when you put on Duke Carter, he struggles with elite. I think he's going to have the same problems as Michael Parsons. Michael Parsons, what is his biggest weakness? He can't play against left tackles when they're legit. He gets shut down immediately. When they tell me Michael Parsons is elite, no, he's not. He's average. Because when there's elite players struggle against left tackles like Lane Johnson, oh, that's right. Oh, I'm sorry. When is he? Michael Parsons is, to me, more of a podcaster, good at being a podcaster than an NFL best, pass rusher. He gets shut down. Make him think. Make him have to react to two things. That's how you beat Michael Parsons, man. He's a Michael Parsons 2.0. You damn right. A guy that will struggle in this NFL league. Has all the traits in the world. Will have a great rookie season. But when the second year and the third year come around, and hopefully he don't land with the Giants, because if he does, he's screwed. If you're Abdul Carter, you better hope you don't land with the damn Giants. You better go somewhere like, someone that already has a dominant foot. Like, he would be good with the Lions. That already has elite defense, that just needs a plug-and-play player that can start on the opposite of Aiden Hutchinson. That's a guy that you take. But you don't take him when you have nothing around you. You don't. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to burst Joe Giglio and all these clowns who want to reach up and get a Duke. It's not worth it. He's not. And you're basing off the highlights. You're not watching his tape. We like him because he's from a local kid. So does everybody else. KJ Hamler was a local kid. Didn't mean he was coming to Philadelphia. This is the year where we see a lot of rumors of bullshit. Last year, we heard about A.J. Brown trade rumors. It didn't happen. You remember Dan Sileo comes out and says, oh, the Eagles are going to trade A.J. Brown for a receiver. Huh? Who's your source? This year, it's Devontae. Between the mock drafts, by the way, Yahoo Sports should be ashamed of itself. I mean, dude, you're making mock trades and you put. Well, first of all, why would the dog? When I watched that mock draft, like that the whole fucking article, it makes no sense. The Dolphins don't need a receiver. They got Tyreek Hill and Waddle. Why would they need a Devontae Smith? And why would we trade him? First of all, that would be a fleece. If I'm the Dolphins and you trade me Devontae Smith, Jalen, thank you, we'll take him. It would be no hesitation to make that move on the Dolphins. Why would Howie do it? That would be a fireable offense on Howie. We would have pitchforks at Howie Roseman's place if he did that. I would. Let's see. I'm the biggest Howie Roseman hater. But I know this guy ain't that dumb. These guys must think Howie Roseman's stupid. Because they run around and talk about Howie Roseman will trade a $60 million dead cap hit wide receiver who he just paid. Because we traded C.J. Gardner-Johnson. We traded him because of money. A.J. Brown is not going to be a cap hit if we don't trade him. He would be a dead cap hit if we do trade him. You see what I'm saying? Dallas Goedert we have to trade because he wants a new deal. A.J. Brown is not running around and talking about, I want a new deal. He's not doing that. You just paid AJ. Why would we trade him? And for who? Travis Hunter? See, this is the problem with these WIP clickbait. And then you got Ike Reese, who should be ashamed of himself, because I'm going to call you out, bro. And I rock with you as a player. And I liked you when you were an Eagles player, bro. But you're doing some bullshit. You and Thomas Thomas should know, as an NFL player, how hard it is to play in Philadelphia. You know how hard it is as an athlete. And you run around here doing the exact same shit that they done to y'all. These guys like Joe Giglio's never started a fucking game, and yet you fall for it. You should be the one saying, Joe Giglio, chill out. No, we're not doing it. But you over there advocating for that bull crap. When you're an NFL athlete, you've been through the media. You know which the Philadelphia media is. You watch guys leave. You watch guys go. And you're doing the exact same shit that they do to you. I don't understand it. It makes me sick that my own NFL players that have been on the Eagles team would do that to another freaking player. Ike Reese, you've been at the Philadelphia media. You know how hard they are to try to stir shit up. They've been doing this with T.O. McNabb. They did this with Deshaun Jackson. They did this with LaShawn McCoy. Elliot Short Parks should have a job the way he did Deshaun Jackson. And yet, they still hired him. And yet you fall for the exact same shit that they do to y'all. You're no different than the NFL. You're no different than ESPN. You're fake news like the rest of the news network, man. We can't even trust them. How are we supposed to listen to radio station? And then they run around and tell us, don't listen to it. That's what Ike Reese said. After he gets called out, he says, don't listen to it then. No, how about you don't spread gossip? You don't need to make shit up to hear your own voice. And if you got nothing to talk about the Phillies. Talk about the bat. I mean, I'm not a Phillies fan, but at least talk about something different. You don't need to make up shit to hear your own voice when it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. So I'm disgusted with Ike Reese. I'm disgusted with Thomas. When you got Joe Gigolo, that fucking goofball, bald-head guy from New York, run around here like he's freaking the Mel Kiper Jr. when he's a goddamn idiot. Run around here with a bald head looking like Lex Luthor from Superman. Because that's what even every time I see him, I see the villain from Superman. Everybody hates Lex Luthor. Well, everybody hates Joe Gigolo. This is the same dude, by the way, said we should bench Jalen Hurts after the Carolina Panthers game. The same dude. There's no accountability for these guys. Then you wonder why A.J. Brown doesn't want to talk to you. Then you wonder why the players don't want to talk to you. Because you do this shit to make money. And it's not the right reasons to do it. You do it because you're bored. I don't need to make thousands of speculation. And it's not even coming from a real source. It's coming from a goofball from Boston. That's the sad part about it. You get Elliot. Let me calm down. Eskin comes out with a report saying that there's been talks about A.J. Brown trade. Where's the source at? When you make a source, you better have a guy that you can tag and say, well, I got it from here. And then when I go to that source, and that dude is nobody I never heard of, because the only source I believe is only four. And that's Adam Schefter, Ian Rappaport, Mike Garofalo, and maybe sometimes, who else? Josina Anderson. That's it. If you're not one of them, why would I care what you have to say? You know what I'm saying? Maybe I should make up a fake profile. I'll call myself the NFL underscore NFL source that is underrated, or some, or call myself EC1 NFL Whisper. Yeah, there we go. EC1 NFL Whisper. I'm going to come around with an NFL Whisper account so we can just make fake shit. Oh, breaking news. The Bills might trade Josh Allen. Where did you get that from? Oh, because they got sources. Huh? Oh, sources. Devontae Smith is not happy with the Philadelphia Eagles, and we should trade him. Huh? Where'd you get that from? Oh, well, it's my source. Shut up. You don't got no damn source. You're just making shit up. Tell about you got a source. The only source you got is one up your ass. That's the source you got. You didn't get it from dude. You got the dude from down the street. He ain't a source. He's a bozo. You ain't no source. Your source is bullcrap. It smells like shit. You don't got no source. Who is you? Which source did you get? Who is Eskins? I've never heard him have any sources in his lifetime. Neither does Dan Siller have sources. Neither does you. You run around here like you Mel Kiper. If you don't go sit down and shut up and stop making shit up to hear your own voice, like I said, go pick up a book. I'm tired of these guys running around here trying to destroy a Philadelphia team. And what they do, and it's their own people that's doing this. No one else is doing this in their own fan base. Nobody is doing, no Giants media is trying to destroy a team because they got nothing. Ask them if they want an A.J. Brown. I'm sure they'll take him. The only people who don't want A.J. Brown are some of these Eagle fans. I'm sorry, not Eagle fans. The Eagles media. Because we know A.J. Brown is elite. We would never want him traded. You got guys like Joe Gigolo running around here like he's a genius. Yeah, we should hire you as a damn. I hope the God no team hires you as a GM, bro, because you would kill this team, bro. Some of the shit you would do, my God. We should trade the future picks for Michael for Abdul Carter. I would trade 3 first-round picks. What? That's not how you build a team, knucklehead. That's how you get in cap hell. You forgot you got to pay those guys too in the first year when they're rookies. You do know that, right? So a top 4 pick, you trade up and get one, they get double money. You do know that, right? A top 4 pick, they get equivalent to, they get a lot of money in their rookie year. You do know that, right? So it's not about going up and get a guy. It's about also paying the rookie contracts. Something people don't understand about. Because they think drafting a guy, that's all he has to do. No, you still got to give him a contract. They still got to sign a contract. And if it depends how high they are, more money they get. So again, stop trying to run around here like you're an expert, bro. You're not. You got no sources. Your sources are the Jimmy down the street, Judy down the road. That's not a source. Again, I don't believe none of these sources, man. AJ ain't going nowhere because if you look at the contract, he's making too much money. And if you trade him, it's a dead cap hit. So knock it off, bro. I don't care what the Boston media has to say. Go draft a fucking receiver and shut the hell up already. I can't wait for the Patriots to draft. I hope they draft a receiver. Because if you really need a receiver that bad, there's plenty of receivers in this draft. Leave AJ alone. Get over it. It's not happening. No matter how much he cries, no matter how many times you cry and whine about you're going to get A.J. Brown, it's not happening. So knock it off. Now back to the draft, because that's what we're going to talk about. I had to get over a little tangent because I had to get that off my chest. I didn't really finish the video like I wanted to because I was running out because I needed some sleep, man. And I didn't know if I had work tomorrow. I'm off tomorrow, which is great. Next week, I'm off on the draft. Me and Diamond Sports Eagles Talk is going to do a mock. I'm going to be on his channel. We're going to collab. I think it's a Monday. I get off work at 8 to 12, so I should be home by then. I can't wait for this draft because I want the bullshit to end. And listen, am I shocked that this is coming out? No. I don't know why I'm so angry. I think it's because, the fact that we won a Super Bowl and already we're trying to get rid of players out the door. And we're trying to get Howard Roseman and trade one of the best star receivers because, heaven forbid, we've been through the J.J. Arcega-Whitesides, the Jalen Reagors, the Paul Turners, the Todd Pinkstons. And people want to go back to that. You want to go back to the Dorian Beckham Jr.? Because I don't. I've been saying, and I said this in my video yesterday, I don't want to go back to being trash, mediocre receivers. I want to go back to having elite top 2 receivers in this league. We have the best trio in the league, and we're trying to get rid of them. Our media is doing it, not the fans. The media is doing it. And that's why I'm ashamed of Ike Reese, because you should know as an NFL athlete that you know how hard it is to be an NFL player in this city. And yet you do the same shit that they did to everybody. And you should be defending these guys because you were a former player, bro. Thomas is running around giggling like it's funny. I watched the man smirk when Joe Gigolo was talking. He should go up to him and just shut that shit down. Instead, you sit there and you smirk like a goofball. And I'm just sitting back like, bro, you've been an NFL player. And you let everybody else do that to another former NFL player? It's nasty work, bro. That is some sleazy shit that you just don't do. So I don't understand it, man. I don't get it. Why you would do that to another player when you've been a player in your career and you were starting as a NFL Eagles player in your career, yet you want to be the media that they were to y'all. You watch Deshaun Jackson get thrown out of the city because of guys like Ellie Shortparks, that nerd. That's why I don't respect him. And yet you let these guys talk about training AJ. Like, what? You should be ashamed of yourself. You should have enough courage and balls to say, no, we're not doing that. As a former NFL athlete, what you're doing is nasty, bro. But you don't even have the balls to do that. You're sitting back and letting these goofball jerk-offs run around here and make rumors and speculations. And the funny thing is, it's different when you just say, hey, just speculation. And I'm cool with that. But when you sit there and you say, I would trade A.J. Brown for a top 4 pick, and I think he's a great player, by the way. No, you don't, because if you're trading a player, you don't think he's a great player. You don't trade great players, bro. So I knew that shit was bad from the beginning. And why are we talking about this? I thought this shit would end it last year. You would think after he won the Super Bowl, you would shut the hell up about that. But now we have more rumors of AJ. Where's this coming from? Because no NFL analyst is saying this. I don't see Adam Schefter reporting this. Josina Anderson ain't reporting this. So where you getting these sources from? Who? Dan Sileo? Who? Howard Eskins? That dude's an idiot. He's not an expert. I don't think he works on WIP anymore. Him and his son are morons. Where are you getting these sources from? I need to know. Because I haven't found one source that was an NFL analyst that's saying this. It makes no sense, man. But like I said, the Giants are desperate. They are. And you know what? The Giants, to me, are in a bad situation, man, because the Giants, Joe Shane is not going to take a quarterback. I'm going to tell you, he's taking a running back. I told Bones that too. I was going to text him today. I'm saying they're taking a running back. They're going to take Gentry. Oh, I think I'm Saquon Barkley. You think you Saquon? Gentry running around here talking about he thinks he's Saquon Barkley. Nobody's Saquon Barkley, bro. You can dream all you want. You're not Saquon Barkley. Barkley's a generational talent. We don't even know if you're generational, bro. You ain't going to the Giants and winning the damn Super Bowl. That's not happening. So the only way Gentry would actually be able to do what Saquon did, if he goes somewhere like, I don't know, the Kansas City Chiefs. I don't know. Who else? That's pretty much the only team. The Kansas City Chiefs. And you ain't going there, bro. You're probably going somewhere like the Raiders. Good luck with that. You know, now everybody wants to compare themselves to Saquon Barkley. And everybody wants to compare themselves to this, that. Come on. Cam Ward running right here on fucking what is it? Fortnite on his little, I don't know, his little Twitch live stream talking about A.J. Brown's not Calvin Ridley. Huh? You damn right A.J. Brown's not Calvin. Calvin Ridley's the number 3 receiver. A.J. Brown's the number 1. Why are you talking about A.J. Brown? He's not on your damn team. You're going to Tennessee, not Philadelphia. Good thing I got a quarterback, because if I was an NFL GM looking at that, I'm like, dude, is this guy smart? Can he actually process an NFL game? With that comment, I'd be scared to draft you. I ain't gonna lie to you. Huh? That reminds me of so much. What was that dude, that Jets receiver that didn't want to go to Philadelphia? I think Philadelphia's a trash city. What was his name again? Was that Jets receiver they drafted? Man, give me some flashbacks of that one. You know what I'm talking about? That Jets. Who was that Jets receiver that they didn't want to go to Philadelphia because it was a trash? He said it was trash city. What was his name? That reminds me so much of that video. That whole viral. What was his name again? I don't remember. That dude was trash. I don't think he's in the league anymore. We've been dying for receiver. Well, we have. But, you know, everybody thinks A.J. Brown's suspendable. I don't know how people can say that. They're not talking about trading Devontae for a washed-up corner. Now they talk, yeah, dude, Yahoo Sports is morons, bro. Jalen Ramsey is a bum. I don't want a 31-year-old washed up. We're not running around here talking about he's 25. He's 31. Jalen Ramsey's a bum. He's a flat-out bum. He's not elite. And I could go in this draft. And here's the thing about the beauty of the draft, right? Again, I want y'all to take a look at this because this is why I saved this, man. This is why I saved this. You got all these picks, man. All these picks. Can y'all see that? Let me know if y'all can see that. Can y'all see how many picks we got? We got a bunch of picks this year. We can definitely move up and down the board if we want to. So when I hear people say that the Eagles got to trade this guy, no, they don't. We can move our second rounder, maybe a 2 third rounders, a 4th rounder, and move up in this draft. Howard Roseman very good at moving up if he wants to. Look how many picks we got. So I'm comfortable at staying 32 if it means getting a guy like Malachi Starks. I'm comfortable. If we have to trade back, I'm comfortable doing that too. Add more picks. But I don't think the Eagles are going to trade back because when we traded back with Dallas Goedert, number one, we were in a rebuilding situation with a quarterback. We didn't know if Carson Wentz was our guy. Okay? And you got Dallas Goedert because, really, to be honest, you needed a tight end. And the Eagles didn't have over what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 picks, 21 picks. How many picks does Howie Roseman have? 8 picks now, 21 altogether. And he's going to have more compensation picks soon in this draft because you know he's going to trade some of these picks. These picks ain't going to stand. You might be shocked, but that second round pick, he might move that back. Howie Roseman might trade that second round pick for a player. He might trade that first rounder for a player, or maybe move back again, or move forward. That's the thing about picks and compensation picks. This is what Howie was good at. Wheeling and dealing. Getting guys that never thought would fall to us, like a Jalen Carter, a Quinyon Mitchell, a Cooper DeJean. Who would have thought that Howie Roseman got 2 elite corners in both first and second? Cooper DeJean, if you looked at him, should have definitely been in the first round. My thing, the reason why I didn't like the pick was because, frankly, I didn't know if Cooper DeJean could stay healthy because there was a lot of issues going into this draft. A lot of people said, and this goes back to phone with me and not doing my research, was that he was injured a lot. And then it came out that was false. That he was only been injured, maybe 2 times? So now when you look at him, well, you messed up because you should have drafted him. Jalen Carter, we don't want to take him because he's red. Oh, well, you messed up because look how dominant he is. And if people want to pass him on a guy like Walter Nolan, or they want to pass up on like a James Pierce Jr., or they don't think a guy like Will Johnson, well, I've been hearing a lot of rumors that he had a slow combine 40. You want to let a guy follow that to the Eagles? Hey, we'll take him. We'll make y'all look stupid again. You give Howie an inch, he takes a mile. So, no, I like this draft because I think we're in a great situation. We get to watch the other teams try to reach on players. We get to watch other teams. And we get to sit back comfortable. And then we get to strike. We don't need to go up and get a dual card. Why do we need them? We got Jalix Hunt. We got guys that can start. Nolan Smith is already on his team. That's for the damn Giants to go get. That's a guy for like the Titans to go get. That's a guy that needs an impact play. We don't need that. We can sit back and relax and just enjoy the ride. And I know a lot of people say, well, Duke Carter's, so who cares? There's going to be another Duke Carter in this draft somehow down the road. It always is. They always thought Michael Parsons was the only guy that was going to be, but here comes a Duke Carter. It's always going to be another guy like that. Everybody's always hyping another guy, man. Like, people hyped up Kyle Pitts. How's he doing? People hyping up, who's the other guy? Who's that Baltimore Ravens defensive end that everybody was hyping out in Michigan? Where's he at? You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, bro. It is what it is. We all thought Devonta Smith would be gone, but how we traded up? Yeah, well, we jumped in front of the Giants. We've jumped in front of the Giants. And we took them. And credit to Howie Roseman. That's what Howie Roseman does. So I'm excited about this draft, man. I think this draft is perfect. When you look at where we at and who we can possibly get, there's a lot of great guys in this draft. And I'm just sitting back and I'm excited because, you know, if you can get a Malachi Starks to add to your secondary, I mean, how impactful would he be? You can get a guy like a Nick Mallory from South Carolina. How impactful would he be in your secondary? If you could get a guy like Walter Nolan to add to a Jalen Carter on your defensive side of the ball, how impactful? Like, I'm just thinking of the names that the Eagles could possibly get. James Pierce Jr., you add him on that edge to replace probably one of the best pass rushers that we had in a while, and Brandon Graham. Retired the right way, 2-time Super Bowl champion. You add him with a Jalen Hunt and then Nolan Smith. Right? How impactful would these guys be? I mean, just imagine. Just imagine how better your defense would be with guys like that on your team. And that's the beauty about this draft, man. We don't know what Howie Roseman was going to do, and that's the thing about it I like. I like the fact that our GM has given us questions of what we might do. You never want to be a team that already knows what the team's going to do. Like, we already know what the Giants are going to do. Travis Hunter's coming to the Giants. It's going to happen. Or it's going to be the running back. We already know what they're going to do. When they should be taking quarterback, but, you know, I knew Joe Shane wasn't going to take a quarterback, man. And I love it. Just sign him to a 10-year deal, man. Keep doing stupid stuff. No, matter of fact, he's doing a great job. I don't want to say that because then they'll fire him. Joe Shane's doing a wonderful job, man. Y'all just don't give him his praise. Don't be surprised if how we do it again. Hey, I'm not going to be surprised by nothing. I'm not going to be surprised by nothing. Listen. I know it's the wrong video, but hey, my favorite video by Howie Roseman, I would say, and hopefully he don't do this. You know what I'm saying? But you know, we know Howie Roseman is the GOAT when it comes to doing this, and hopefully we become a safety factory.
Yeah, we're excited about Jalen Hurts, you know, and we're going to support Jalen and want him to have a great career in Philly. And this was about flexibility for our team. And
I'm a firm believer in this.
Jeff, what do you got, man? What do you got? What do you got? Jeff, what do you got, man? What do you got? What do you got? You don't throw your pencil on me. I'll throw one of these at you, right back at you.
Do you think you'll be able to address the secondary from here on out?
You know, I think every team's going to have a hole at some spot after this draft, and we got between now and September, and you know, hopefully we're able to add guys. But if we would have taken a guy in the secondary over a better player like Nakobe or Cam on our board, then it would have been a reach, and then you guys would have said we were reaching. So it's like we got to just do what the board tells us we can do, and unfortunately for us, like we're picking where we're picking, and we made some trades up, and we understand that we'll have work to do after this draft. We weren't thinking we were coming out here and everything would be perfect and every position would be perfect, but we'll work our ass off to make sure the team's as good as it possibly can be.
All right. Thanks.
You heard Howie Roseman. That was 2 years ago and before we got Quinion Mitchell. And I said I didn't get the clips of Howie Roseman this year. But you know, my thing is I hope instead of a quarterback factory, you know, this is Howie Roseman's favorite quote. And you know what? Hey, he became a genius because of saying this. It was first like, what? But now when you look at it, was this the right move? Absolutely. Jim Hunt's the best quarterback. But hopefully we become some of a quarterback factory, which I'm going to show you the clip. A safety factory. Hopefully how it says this with the safety factory.
well, everybody knows our priority on quarterbacks, Tim. You know, we're obviously a quarterback.
There we go. I saved you. Everybody knows we're a safety factory. Hopefully we're a safety factory. All right. Who would have thought Howie would trade up for A.J. Brown? Hold on, let me take this off. You say who? Hold up. Why is the background music? Hold on, let me turn that off. No wonder why people are leaving. Sorry about that. I didn't even know it was the background. All right, here we go. I did. I've been talking about Metcalf and AJ Brown. Now I thought Metcalf was more likely, but AJ Brown was one of the guys I've been saying could happen. The Titans weren't going to pay him. I knew their GM was dumb. Go back and watch my videos. I also said we should draft for receiver, but hey, I didn't want Treylon Burks. I was the first one to say I don't want Treylon Burks. I also didn't like the J. George Whiteside pick. I thought it was bad. You know what I'm saying? But hey, not even that. Listen, man. You know, A.G. Brown was a great trade and still is. But I would love to get a safety, man. And you know what? Hey, hopefully we get another great trade. Like, what if, you know, and by the way, you know, there's a trade room too, right? I didn't get to nail this one about TJ Watt, which is not going to happen because TJ Watt wants a lot of money and he's 30. I don't want a 30-year-old, man. I'd rather get a young guy on his rookie deal that could come in there right away and be a starter. Let's develop these young guys. Let's get them win multiple Super Bowls. Not go get a 31-year-old. And TJ Watt's 30. As great as TJ Watt is, I'm not paying a 31-year-old. Okay? So, you know, there's a lot of people say, well, you want to get TJ Watt? No. And I don't think Howie Roseman will. Listen, if you watched what Howie Roseman has been doing this offseason, notice that we have not got 31-year-olds. If we wanted a 31-year-old, we would have had Justin Simmons on this team right now. This hasn't happened. We are building a young team. So when people bring up 31-year-olds like Jalen Ramsey, Howie Roseman's not interested. We want young guys. Guys that are 25 years old, guys that are 24 years old, guys that are going to be future long-term plans, not short terms. Now, if you want to get a veteran, that's fine. But I think the Eagles are looking at this as a young team that we can win multiple Super Bowls with a young roster. And when I hear guys like TJ Watt, well, how would that make sense, number one? Number one, you can't afford him. And number two, he's 31 years old, man. Or he's 30 years old. Okay? The Philadelphia Eagles are probably would more likely draft a defensive tackle, let him play on his rookie deal, and have a connection with Jalen Carter. You want to get a guy that can grow with Jalen Carter, not a guy that's going to be out in, 2 years? 3 years? And I love TJ Watt, no question about it. Would I be mad if we trade for him for a fourth? Yeah, but when I hear first-round picks, no. No, absolutely not. And again, I'd rather draft a Pierce Jr. or Walter Nolan, a guy that can start right away, that will be young and help Jalen Carter and grow together as teammates. You know what I'm saying? You know, it is what it is, man. Eagles are not like the Sixers. No, the Sixers don't win shit. They're like the Cowboys, in my opinion. I don't really watch basketball anymore because I frankly just don't like the Sixers. And plus, I don't like their men. I mean, who hires a Commanders owner? Only a clown would. That rubbed me the wrong way. That's why I don't watch them anymore. It's going to be another assigned situation if they get TJ Watt. Yeah, could be. I just don't think the Steelers. First of all, why would the Steelers? Let's take a look, man. Why would the Steelers trade TJ Watt when they just got acquired in Metcalf? They're in a win mode right now. So the trade of TJ Watt would make no sense for them. They just got a Darius Slay Jr. You know what I'm saying? Now, I think he's washed, but they think he has some promise that they can help him a little bit. Why would they trade a TJ Watt, their best passer, their guy that's really the identity to their defense? To lose him would be stupid. Then they would have to replace him. And I don't think they got a first-round pick, I don't believe, in the first round. Let me know if I'm wrong. I don't think they have a top first-round pick. I think they got a first round, but I think it's towards the end. I don't know. I don't think – did they get a first round? I don't think so. So to trade him would be stupid, man. It make no sense. Unless TJ Watt wants a lot of money, but then we can't afford him because we can't pay him that money. So when it makes sense, man. I like TJ Watt, no question about it, but I'd rather have him if he was 25. 31-year-old, no. Now, a few years ago, absolutely I would take him. Absolutely, I would give up a first rounder for TJ Watt if he was a little bit younger. But right now, no. Why would I do that? I got guys I can follow to me that will be impact players. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, man. And I think a lot of people don't get that. We're not getting 31-year-olds, man. So when I hear guys like Jalen Ramsey being mentioned in the trade with you, why would we get a 31 and watch the corner when we just let Slay go? I would just bring up Slay at this point. Why not I just resign Slay if that was the case? I would rather resign Slay than go get a Jalen Ramsey and be in another situation. Another thing is, Ramsey's the one that got rid of Fangio. So you would bring a guy that doesn't even like Fangio. He's the one that didn't want him here. Remember, he was too hard on him. I don't want that on my team. And I don't think the Eagles would do that because that would be discredited. That would be disgraceful to Fangio and be a spit in his face. You bring a guy that kicked me out to send me packing? No, I'm good. I'm good with that one. I don't need that ball. Keep him in Dolphins. Let him go to. He'll go to Washington. Watch, I'm telling you, Ramsey will go to Washington. He's a perfect fit for Washington Commanders. They spend a lot on picks. They get 31-year-olds. They got Debo already. Why not add a Jalen Ramsey? Add you the old roster from the nursing home. Go get Cam Chancellor out of retirement. Hey, go get a Lockett, man. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, man. It is what it is. So, again, I want to do a mock draft simulation. I didn't get to do it last time because I had to update my shit. So hopefully it works. And hopefully it does work because we can always hope it works. Let me charge my battery. I didn't get to do it last time. I had to delete it because, frankly, my computer was acting funny. And I updated it, made sure it was good to go. You know what I'm saying? And I apologize for last stream. And plus, it was a bad one, too. This one, I'm gonna put everything on it because, hey, it's almost draft day. It's almost draft day, man. I'm feeling good. I got my Super Bowl hat. I'm ready for another one, man. I'm ready to get another one of these. And it starts with free agency and it ends with the draft. This is what's all about, baby. This is what's all about. This is how you win Super Bowls. Go get a Quinyon Mitchell. Go get a Cooper DeJean. Go get a Jalen Carter. Go get a Jordan Davis. Go get a Nolan Smith. Go get a Jalen Hunt in the third round from Christian High School, where he's from. I think it was Christian High School, yeah. Son of Saquon Barkley. Trade for an A.J. Brown. Draft for Devontae Smith. Draft Jalen Hurts. That everybody criticized you about, including me. Well, I didn't criticize about the pick. I criticized because I didn't know who our quarterback was because we just paid a quarter. But again, Jalen Hurts showed everybody. And he already showed me he was a quarterback out there, second year? I didn't need him to win the Super Bowl to know who he was. I knew he was going to win the Super Bowl eventually. He's going to win another one, unfortunately. Because that's who he is. Jalen Hurts is him. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people crying. It is what it is. I'll get over it. Jalen Hurts is him. The man's out here again, 4:04 a.m. yesterday, putting in the work in for the offseason. If that ain't dedication, I don't know what is. Kid's a winner. Kid's a winner. There's nothing you could say about Jalen Hurts that it's nothing but winning when you mention his name. When you mention Jalen Hurts, mention Super Bowl MVP. Mention the guy that Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, not Joe Burrow, C.J. Stroud can't beat. It's Patrick Mahomes. Who's their daddy? Mention Jalen Hurts, who put 55 on the head top of the Commanders. When they run around, he's about Jane Daniels is better than Jalen Hurts. What? He beat him twice. Dose. And would have beat him twice if he didn't get kicked and knocked out by your freaking, dirty ass player in Luvu. But that's all right, because where did he end up? Home. He beat the Matthew Stafford. He beat Jordan Love. Dak can't even do that. He beat Brock Purdy in the NFC Championship game. Dak can't do that. Jalen Hurts the best NFC quarterback, the best NFL quarterback. Write about it, tweet about it, cry about it. I don't care. I take Jalen Hurts over anybody. Over Patrick Mahomes. Oh, yo, what are you talking over Josh? You damn right I take him over Josh. Josh Allen can't read the blitz. I'm sorry to tell y'all. He lost that game, not the tight end. Go watch the last play. He shit the blitz on the other side. Keep saying that. Y'all don't want to listen to that. That's cool because you want to hear what you want to hear. I ain't going to tell you what you want to hear. Josh Allen ain't better than Jalen Hurts. Josh Allen can't beat Jalen Hurts. How the hell is he better? They got the same stats as Jalen Hurts, basically. They're similar. Similar. Knucklehead. So again, and he beat Lamar Jackson. Lamar is a bum, can't win a playoff game. He's a playoff bum. That's what he is. He's a choke artist. He's not winning the Super Bowl in Baltimore. And if you put Jalen Hurts, honestly, on the Baltimore Ravens, I don't think they miss a beat. I don't. I think they would win a Super Bowl honestly with Jalen. Sorry. Cry about it. Tweet about it. He's not better than Jalen Hurts. Well, you think Dan Marino ain't better than Trent? Dan Marino and Trent Dilfer, two super quarterbacks. Shut up. Stop trying to reach for one. I had like how everybody said, well, that's like saying Trent Dilfer is better than Dan Marino. What? Trent Dilfer? What? Jalen Hurts is Trent Dilfer? What? How? One's a Super Bowl MVP and one's a fucking bum who got carried by defense. Jalen Hurts, I believe in 2023, carried that defense. You fucking bozo. Learn football. This is why it is what it is, man. Let's just do a mock draft, man. Hopefully it works. Hopefully it works. And hopefully you don't miss a beat. But I want to do it because I want to hear what y'all think. This is going to be what y'all want. All right. We're going to do NFL because I don't like PFF. I think they suck. And we're going to have some fun. We're going to have some fun. It's almost draft day, man. So, this is going to be what y'all think that the Eagles are going to do. I'm sorry, what all these NFL teams are going to do. Because we're smart fans. And I want to know from all these other teams that I have, what do y'all think they're going to do? So let's pull it up. Let's get that right here. No, come on. Pull it up real quick. No. Let's see. All right, here we go. Yeah, let's just do it this way. Present share screen. I don't know why it does this shit. All right, there we go. Oh man. All right, let's add. Oh, there we go. Let's see if it's add. See if we add this. How do I add this? Streamer came up with some new shit, I guess. There we go. All right. Let's pull it up. Let's do it, man. I'm excited to do this with y'all. I've been wanting to do a live stream, but late nights. I know a lot of people have work, so figured this would be a good time. Usually I'll be at work, so it is what it is. It's a great day to do this. Y'all can see that. Let me know if y'all can see that. Put in one if y'all can see this, so I can make it bigger if it's not big enough and y'all can't really see it. Put a 1. Let me take me off the screen real quick. There we go. All right. So that way you can see my beautiful face because what you see when you can't see his beautiful face, then it's an issue. Let's make it bigger. All right. Put a 1. You see 1? All right. So it's perfect. Okay. All right. All right. So yeah. All right. And you obviously can see my face. So let's talk about it, right. So the Titans, we already know what they're going to do. It's obvious, right? We already know. Could we all agree that this is going to be where Cam Ward goes? Or does someone have a different opinion? I truly believe that it's going to be Cam Ward first round. Cam Ward is their best quarterback on that board. I mean, could they fool us? Could they take a Duke Carter? Would they take a Duke Carter, man? I don't know if they would. I don't know if they would. Would they take Abdul Carter? Would they take him? I mean, would they take a Cam Ward? I think it's Cam Ward. I gotta. It's 100% Cam Ward. Put a 1 if you think it's Cam Ward. Put a 2 if you think it's someone else. I think it's Cam Ward. Cam Ward is the best quarterback prospect. Yeah, I know. I saw it. Cam Ward thinks AJ Brown. He's a moron. I don't know why you would say that shit. Why? Why would you say that? I honestly I think he's going to Tennessee. So yeah, I'm gonna say Cam Ward. So Cam Ward goes off that board. Now the Cleveland Browns are interesting, right? Because we know they need quarterback, but they did pay Deshaun Watson. Now they restructured his contract, but they did pay Myles Garrett. Do you think that Abdul Carter would go at number 2? I got a feeling Abdul Carter goes to the Browns. Add another pass rusher with a Myles Garrett. You're in a division with a guy like Lamar Jackson. You're in a division with a guy like whoever the quarter. I don't think the Pittsburgh Steelers even have a quarterback yet. You're in a division who else? With who else? Joe Burrow. You need another guy that can help Myles Garrett out. You just paid Myles Garrett. If I'm the Browns and I need an impact player to help Myles Garrett, this is the guy I'm going after. I'm taking Abdul Carter at number 2. Go get a pass rusher to help Myles Garrett out. Do it. You see the Browns. You see the Browns taking Travis Hunter. Why do you think that? I just want to know. Let me pick your brain a little bit. Why do you think that? I mean, it's not a bad observation at all. Travis Hunter would definitely fill receiver and cornerback. I mean, because he wants to play 2 positions, but he's going to learn real quick in the NFL. It's not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? But I think the safer pick is Abdul Carter because I think Travis Hunter is going to have a lot of issues with a lot of teams not going to let him play 2 positions unless you're the Giants who need those. I think Abdul Carter goes to the Browns, but I would like to hear why you think that. If you don't mind elaborating. If Blankenship plays lights out, we make the Super Bowl. What do you say? I gotta hear that. Hold up. Where's that comment at? I just saw it, man. Hold up. Let me find it. There we go. All right, Joe Santo. If Blankenship plays lights out, we will make the Super Bowl, no problem. Well, that's what we hope. I mean, when you let CJ go, you hope that Blankenship. I mean, Blankenship is also playing for a contract. Yeah, I think Blankenship did pretty good this year. Listen, Blankenship is. I have no problem with Blankenship. I got no problem. What I got a problem with is when people try to hype him up saying he's the Ed Reed. It's great to say he's a great football player. But when you sit there and you say that he's Brian Dawkins Jr., that's what I have a problem with. And there's a lot of people on Twitter, YouTube especially, that say he is the best safety since Ed Reed Jr. He's Ed Reed Jr., Blankenship Jr., or Reed Blankenship Reed Jr. or something like that, or some corny ass name. The best safety in the NFL, huh? I don't think he's the best safety in the NFL. I think he's a good safety. You know what I'm saying? That's what I have an issue. Is when they hype him up like that. Blankenship is good, but not elite. I agree. I think he's good, but I don't think he's elite. And that's why I get in a lot of fights with a lot of Eagle fans. They run around here and just say the most obnoxious shit they can come up with. Blankenship's elite. No, he's not. He's good, but he's not elite. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Now, a lot of people can disagree with me. Hey, we can disagree to agree. So I got Duke Carter going to the Browns. I think the Giants to me should take quarterback, but I know where they're going to go. You thought I was taking Travis Hunter? Nah, man. See, this is Joe Schoen, man. We talk about Joe Schoen. And you know, I think they're going to take this dude right here. I think they're going to take this dude. Because Joe Schoen is a moron. I think they're going to take this dude. I think they're going to take a running back at 3. And the reason why I think that is because when you listen to Joe Schoen, it's like he don't know what he's doing. And then Alshon Gentry said he would be the next Saquon Barkley. Oh, shit. I mean, do Saquon Barkley, you know, Joe Schoen needs a replacement for Saquon Barkley. Hey, you know, hey, Alshon Gentry, you think you can do what Saquon Barkley does to carry a franchise with no offensive line? Hey, welcome to the Giants, buddy. Go ahead and try to be a Saquon. Imagine him getting drafted to the NFC East and them trying to compare them. Well, you know, he's the next Saquon Barkley in the NFC East. So, no, I told everyone, I think the Giants are going to do something stupid. I think they're going to draft a running back. And it's not even far-fetched because I was listening to NFL Network and Adam Ranks had the Giants drafting Alshon Gentry from Boise State. And he said because you need a dynamic playmaker. Well, that's an issue because they have no offensive line. So how the hell is he going to run through the blocks? And they got no quarterback, by the way. Russell Wilson is aging, and he stinks, and he's washed. He's not the same Russell Wilson from Legion of Boom. And he's not, and you got Jameis Winston, and he stinks, and he's those pick 6, and he's a backup journeyman. And then you sign Tommy DeVito. But I know Joe Schoen. He's going to do it. He's going to take a running back. Because that's what they do. They're going to pass one guy like Travis Hunter, going to pass a guy like Shadir Sanders, and they're going to take a run. I'm telling you, Giant fans are going to be mad. I can't wait for them to melt down, man. It's going to be funny. So, no, I got the Giants doing something stupid. I think they take Alshon Gentry. Then I got the Patriots taking Travis Hunter because they need a receiver, and they're over there talking about A.J. Brown. No, you're taking Travis Hunter. You're going to take a corner and a receiver at the same time. You got 2 positions you filled in, bam. No brainer. Patriots take Travis Hunter with the 4th pick. Welcome to New England. Shut the hell up with the A.J. Brown trade. It ain't happening anymore. Welcome Travis Hunter to New England. Go play with Drake May. So I think so far, when you look at it, this is a great mock draft so far. I think it's realistic. It's possible, right? Now, let me know if it's not. But I think so far, when you look at it, right, Cam Ward, I think it's reasonable. The best quarterback in NFL draft. Abdul Carter, you pair him up with you just paid Myles Garrett. You need another edge rusher to go with him. Abdul Carter makes sense. You got a division with Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, and then you got whoever the Pistons still have in their division. You need a guy that could take fearsome quarterbacks, and Abdul Carter with Myles Garrett would be a scary in the AFC. I ain't gonna lie to you. And then Alshon Gentry, the next Saquon Barkley wannabe, is going to go somewhere where the Giants did not think would happen, and that would be a running back because, you know, Joe Schoen's going to try to outsmart everybody and think that he can replace Saquon Barkley. And then Travis Hunter goes number 4 to New England. They need receiver/cornerback. Get the best receiver/cornerback duel at one position, and that is Travis Hunter. So I think that's so far good. Now, the Jacksonville Jaguars, man, okay, they did lose the tight end. I think possibly the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to go, and this is how I feel, but I think it's going to be this guy right here. Hold up. Let me get it out. Let me get it. I think they're going to go Tyler Warren out of Penn State. They're going to get Travis. They're going to say Trevor Lawrence don't have no weapons, and they're going to say let's add a dynamic tight end who can block, who can get out in space and make who can be a quarterback's best. What's the quarterback's best friend? A tight end. And you just lost Ingram, I believe, in free agency. So Tyler Warren to the Jacksonville Jaguars would not be a bad move. Get your quarterback another weapon. You add another tight end. What's the quarterback's best friend that he always relies on, his safety blanket? What about a Tyler Warren? The best tight end, and I think in this draft, I think he's going to go to Jacksonville Jaguars, going to play with Trevor Lawrence, build a connection with those two, and see if you can win a playoff. Man, hopefully Trevor Lawrence can put it together and win a playoff game because, it's about damn time. He's a first rounder and he hasn't done shit. You know what I'm saying? I think he's won one playoff game, and that was against Justin Herbert. So Tyler Warren at pick number 5 to the Jacksonville Jaguars. I know they need receiver and all that stuff. I think Tyler Warren's a receiver / tight end. I think he reminds me a lot like George Kittle, a guy that's big, physical, can go up and get the ball. It's tough to bring down. A guy that will make plays. A guy that's going to run through people, and they need that. You know what I'm saying? They need that on their team. I think they need another playmaker. They already got the receiver that they drafted at LSU, and who else? Who's the guy from LSU that they drafted? What was his name? I forget this guy's name. He was mocked to the Eagles last year. But yeah, they already have him. And so I think Tyler Warren is a great pick for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Let me know if y'all disagree. Put a 1 if you disagree. Put a 2 if you agree. I think this is a good pick. Right? Get Trevor Lawrence, another weapon. Tyler Warren's your best player. Add him to your team. And I think that's a good pickup. I think that's a good pickup, man. So a lot of people might disagree with it. I think this is a good pickup, man. All right, so the Raiders, running back, wide receiver, they need a quarterback, bro. They need a quarterback, man. They have nobody. So I think, in my opinion, when you look at quarterback situation, they need a quarterback. They don't got one. I'm not trying to hear about Geno Smith, man. Go get the best quarterback in this draft. Go get Shedeur Sanders. I know they paid Geno Smith. I understand that. But you need a guy that they can develop. And I think learning under Geno Smith, because Geno Smith is not long-term. He's 35 years old? You need a guy that can start right away, down the road. Get some a guy that he can learn. I think Shedeur Sanders is going to take at least. I don't think he's going to be a day one starter like a lot of people. I don't think he's going to start right at the gate. But I think if you learn under Shedeur Sanders, under a guy like Geno Smith, I think he can be something special. And the Raiders have been linked to him many times. I know everybody say they don't need. I think Shedeur Sanders goes to the Raiders in my mock draft. So I got the Raiders drafting Shedeur Sanders, pick 6. You know what I'm saying? They get the best top 2 quarterback, because the Stinky Giants didn't want to draft him. And, I think the Raiders took the opportunity to sit back. They let the board come to them, and they get their guy. So I think Shedeur Sanders is a great draft pick. Go get a guy that can learn under Geno Smith, help him a little bit, because when his time's come, I think he's going to be like like what Mahomes was with Alex Smith. He let him learn under him, and suddenly he took his job. So I think Shedeur Sanders, let a guy like Geno Smith learn under him. And if he's able to beat him out, hey, beat him out. He beat him out. But, you draft your successor. And I think the Raiders would be smart to draft this guy, Shedeur Sanders, at pick number 6. All right. So the Jets are on the clock. Okay. The quarterback, wide receiver, tight end, defensive end. I think, and this is how I feel, the Jets need a lot. They need a tackle. Okay. I think they're going to take this guy, Will Campbell. If he's on that board, you need an offensive line before anything, before a quarterback. You need offensive line. Get the best offensive line. You got Justin Fields. You're not going to take a quarterback. You got receivers. Go get the best tackle. And Will Campbell, to me, is the best prospect in this draft. Go get the best tackle. I know my boy who's a Jets fan at work ain't going to like this. Oh, we don't need offensive line. No, you do need offensive line. You need offensive line. You have a new head coach. You got a new quarterback. It's time to start fresh. You got receivers. Gary Wilson is staying. You don't got to worry about drafting a receiver. You can draft one in the second round to help him out. Get the best tackle. Start that offense line. Make it strong. So when you do get a quarterback, let's say Justin Fields don't work out and you can somehow tank for a quarterback next year, you got the offense line to do that. That's what a lot of teams don't understand. You can't just draft a quarterback. You got to have the offense line first to help the quarterback out. A.K.A. Jeff Stoutland University 101. Go buy at the stores, at the local bookstore. Coming out soon. But no, you know what I'm saying? So Will Campbell, to me, makes sense. At pick number 7, you get the best tackle. You know, you would think he would be off the board with a guy like Jacksonville. They take, unfortunately, took the tight end and, the Penn State tight end. So, yeah, I think so far, let's take a look at it and tell me if you agree. But right now, you're looking pretty good. Cam Ward, Abdul Carter. You know, I picked number 2. Why did I say it? Because you already paid Myles Garrett. You need another guy to help you. And you have Joe Burrow in your division. You have Lamar Jackson in your division. And you got whoever the Steelers take a quarterback, or they'll settle for I don't know, Mason Rudolph. Probably not. Austin Gentry, Travis Hunter, Tyler Warren, help Trevor Lawrence with the weapon, because you need a big body receiver who can also play a tight end. And I think Warren is a guy that can play, is a very good tight end who can also block. That's very important about his game. He's a block. He can block. He's very good in pass blocking. And I just think that would be a great pickup for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Add another weapon to help him around, a guy that's a safety blanket that he can rely on in the passing game. You want your quarterback to be comfortable as possible. Get him a tight end who's his best friend and help him win. You know what I'm saying? And if you're the Jacksonville Jaguars, why wouldn't you do it? Then I had the Raiders take Shadir Sanders. Yes, they paid Geno Smith, but he's not a future plan. Geno Smith is 35 years old. How many more years are you going to have him for? Maybe 2 years? I know they paid him, but then listen, Kirk Cousins was paid also. The Falcons still drafted the quarterback. It don't mean nothing. Shadir Sanders makes so much sense with the Raiders. Number 2, I think Prime is going to force them to draft him because Prime wants him to go somewhere like Las Vegas. He doesn't want to go somewhere like the Browns. You know what I'm saying? I think that's why teams are going to shy away, because they don't want to disappoint Prime and have Shadir Sanders sit out or possibly not play. So the Raiders, that was one of his destinations he wanted his son to play for. So this is a good place, a big marketplace, a big big stage for him. I think fits. And then Will Campbell goes to the Jets because they need a tackle, need an offensive line to help their quarterback out. You just paid Justin Fields. Yes, you did sign some people. I don't know who the Jets signed, but Will Campbell, a future tackle, why not draft him? I mean, if they messed up Will Campbell, there's something wrong with the franchise. He's already a plug-and-play guy. Go get him. Go get him and help your offensive line out. Help your quarterback out, man. So we got the Panthers on the clock, man. They need wide receiver, edge, DB. All right. They did pay J.C. Horn, but they need more weapons for Bryce Young. Why not take the best wide receiver? Go out and get another receiver for him. I got him drafting this kid. I think he's a big body receiver. They could go up and get it. He plays like Mike Evans. Get the best wide receiver in this draft. Go out and help Bryce Young a little bit more. Get him more weapons. You already got him. You drafted the dude from South Carolina. Go out and get another receiver for him. Help him out. You know what I'm saying? More weapons, the better your quarterback going to be. And you saw the bright spots out of Bryce Young last year. Add more weapons to him and see what this kid can be. You know what he can be. You see the potential out of him. You saw last year. I think the kid has a bright future. Go out and get the best wide receiver in this draft. I know a lot of you say, well, why don't they go get Golden? I think whatever his name is, McMilton, Tulo McMilton, whatever his name is, I think he's the best receiver in this class. I mean, the kid is big, size, 6'2". Was he 6'3", 6'2"? Goes up, gets these tough catches, goes up and grabs the ball in the air, fast, has a lot of range to him. He's a very good receiver, man. Go out and get the best receiver. Carolina, I know, could go get cornerback. And still Will Johnson's on the board, but I think they need more weapons. Add another weapon to your quarterback and help him out, man. So that's just how I feel, right? The Saints are on the clock. Wide receiver, defense line, running back. They need cornerback. The Saints are tough because they do need a quarterback. And there's been a lot of rumors about them with Derek Carr. I truly believe, and this is how I feel, I think they're going to reach for this guy. And a lot of people say, what are you talking about? I think they're going to draft this guy. Jackson Dart. Because Kellen Moore needs a successor. Okay? He needs his own guy. Derek Carr's hurt. Might not be able to play this year. You need a quarterback. There's no quarterback really on free agency market that you have. Who do you got? You got who else? Who do you got? You got the guy that you drafted in the 4th round. Who? Do you really think Derek Carr's your future plan? I mean, he's hurt. Who else do you have? Who else do you have? Go out and get Jackson Dart. High potential. A lot of people think he's bust ready. He's a boomer bust. There's nothing wrong with drafting a guy that you think is if you like the guy, go get him. I think Jackson Dart makes so much sense for the Saints. I know they could take Will Johnson. Will Johnson's still on the board, by the way. But, Jackson Dart, I think they need a quarterback, and I think this is the guy they go after. So, the Bears are on the clock, running back, defense line, safety. The Bears are in this situation, but I think they take this guy. Mason Graham out of Michigan. Mason Graham, the best defense line in this draft class. I think that when you look at the Bears and what they're doing, you need a guy that can set the tone on your defense side of the ball. The Bears are in the division, unfortunately, with Jordan Love. They got Jared Goff in the division. And they got the Vikings, who I think is J.J. McCarthy, who's coming back with Justin Jefferson and Addison, is going to be deadly. So you need a guy that can really put fear in the quarterback's eyes. You got a brand new coach in Ben Johnson. Go get the best defense line. Listen, Ben Johnson, what do you have with the Lions? Aiden Hutchinson. You saw what the Lions were with that defense. And now he has a chance to be with the Bears as the head coach. I think he's going to look at a guy like Mason Graham and say, this is my Aiden Hutchinson type defensive tackle, a guy that can set the tone. Now, I know they play 2 positions, but this guy, the defense line from Michigan is a monster, a physical specimen, a generational talent. We throw that out a lot, but I think he has the potential to be a really good defensive line for a long time in the NFL. This guy's a tone setter, a guy that can just set the tone, aggressor, a guy that goes after the quarterback, is not afraid to put his whole just levels you. And he's just he's an absolute monster. He's a guy that could plug and play day one. So yeah, I think the Michigan defense lineman goes to the Bears. Mason Graham at pick 10. So far, as we look at the draft, Cam Ward, Abdul Carter, Al-Aston Gentry. The Giants take a running back, Travis Hunter to the Patriots, Tyler Warren to the Jaguars, Shadir Sanders to the Raiders. Jets take Will Campbell, wide receiver for the Panthers. They get another. The Panthers take a wide receiver in Torrey McMillan, Arizona, to add to Bryce Young's wide receiver group. Jackson Dart, Kellen Moore needs a quarterback. Derek Carr might not be ready, and you don't know what these other quarterbacks that you have on the roster. Mason Graham to the Bears so far. So now you got the 49ers. They need a lot. They're paying Brock Purdy. They need a lot. The 49ers need a lot. And we look at them. They did lose a lot about it. But, the 49ers need a lot. They need the best cornerback on the board. And I think when you look at it, could they go wide receiver? I mean, they just lost Deebo Samuel. So, to me, if I'm the 49ers, I'm taking the best wide receiver in the game. I'm taking Luther Burden III. I know a lot of people say, well, why do you think they need a receiver? When you trade Deebo Samuel, you need to help Brock Purdy out. Luther Burden III. A lot of people are comparing him to Deebo Samuel. Go out and get that Deebo Samuel 2.0. A guy that can run routes too, by the way. I think this is a great pick. I know they can go defensive line, but I think the 49ers are dangerous when they have weapons. And to get a guy like Luther Burden III with Brock Purdy, who you have to pay, still on his rookie deal, you don't have to worry about paying him for a while, is a good start for the 49ers. Luther Burden III, I know a lot of people say Mason Matthew Gold, why is he falling? I think Luther Burden III is a guy that, is starting to crawl up the draft boards. And a guy like the 49ers who they can just plug and play day one starter. You have Brandon Ayuk. You have George Kittle. Add him to your receiving core, and you got a really scary unit, man. A guy that I think can be very good with a guy like Kyle Shanahan, who's a very good offense coordinator. Not really good head coach because he hasn't put it together all the way. But I think he can develop Luther Burden III, man. And a guy that can run routes, a guy that's very fast, and he's been compared a lot to Deebo Samuel, a tough physical receiver. And it's not afraid to burn you, not afraid to run routes, not afraid to run you over. I've seen the highlights where he's able to go up and get a ball. And that's something the 49ers need. They need to get a guy that can run routes and he can do everything. Luther Burden III at 11. I know my guy, CJ Ruthless, probably said, oh, they 49ers want to do it. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I know they could take Will Johnson, but they need weapons for Brock Purdy. They lost Deebo Samuel. You don't want to go in the season without Deebo Samuel if you're the 49ers. Yes, you did draft another guy last year, from Florida State. You don't know what he is. You know what I'm saying? You're hoping he can develop, but you listen, you had Luther and Burden III with that guy also. Now you got a real legit receiving core. You never can have enough of receivers. Look at the Philadelphia Eagles. A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith, Jahan Dotson, Johnny Wilson. You want me to keep going? You already got Christian McCaffrey. You don't need a running back. Go get a guy that can help your receiving core. And Luther and Burden III makes sense for the 49ers. I love it. Let me know if you disagree. The Dallas Cowboys on the clock, man. They need a lot. I could go quarterback for Jalen Moreau, but I want to be realistic. They need running back, wide receiver, guard, edge. I think they need a lot, but I think the Dallas Cowboys, when you look at it, they need someone to help their secondary, man. I think their biggest weakness last year was they got cooked in the secondary. They need someone to help them, and I think this guy right here, Jahdae Barron from Texas A&M. You pair him up with Trayvon Diggs because you need to stop A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. You need to be stopping Deebo Samuel and Terry McLaurin. You got to get another corner. I know they need offensive line, but I think they have to understand that we need to let these guys develop. You did draft offensive line last year. I think Jerry Jones is going to go defense. I think it's going to go corner. I think he's going to get the best cornerback in this draft. And if Jahdae Barron is out there with the Cowboys, I have no doubts that they won't draft. They will draft him because they love Texas A&M guys. Jahdae Barron at 12. The Dallas Cowboys pair him up with Diggs. Okay. And now you got your two corners that hopefully can shut down AJ and Devontae, because the only way you win the division, honestly, if you can actually stop these receivers from scoring on you. And last year, the Cowboys gave up a lot of points in the air. They were getting cooked left and right. And, now Diggs coming back in the second year off the ACL. He should be ready to go. Jahdae Barron on the opposite side of Diggs, learn from what the Eagles did. Jerry Jones going to try to copy the Eagles last year. What they did, draft two corners in the first round or two corners in the first and second round. They get Jahdae Barron. I think it makes sense for the Dallas Cowboys. They need secondary help badly. They lost a lot of secondary help this year. They lost a lot. They lost a lot. So Jahdae Barron would not be a bad move at pick 12. I know they need offensive line, but this is a Jerry Moose move. We talk about Jerry Jones, and Jerry Jones is going to take a guy like this. Jahdae Barron, cornerback from Texas, makes so much sense for the Dallas Cowboys. Yeah, you need someone to come help. You need a lot. So this would be a good pick. Let me know if you disagree, but I think Jahdae Barron makes so much sense for the Cowboys. I just do. The Dolphins, pick 13. Oh, by the way, let me show you how this draft is going so far. All right, so everybody who's watching. So right now, Cam Ward, Abdul Carter, Alshon Gentry, Travis Hunter, Tyler Warren, Shadir Sanders, Will Campbell, Torlo McMillan, Panthers, Jackson Dart, Mason Graham, Luther Burden, Jahdae Barron. So far, good. I like this draft. I like this draft very much so, and it is what it is. I think this is a good draft. A lot of people might disagree with me. This is how I feel. This is how I feel. This is how I feel. And this is a mock draft. I don't know what's going to happen, but this is how I feel. This is what I would do. But hey, listen, I'm not the GM. I'm just a fan doing a draft, mock draft. I'm a football fan. The Dolphins are on the clock. They need guard, tackle, defensive line, cornerback. They did lose a safety. So I think, and this is how I feel. I think they're going to go after this dude right here. Hold up. Let me find. Hold on. And it ain't gonna be Melcon Starks. It's gonna be this kid right here, man. This is where the first safety goes. Because they need someone to help out because they did lose. They did lose one of their top safeties in this draft this year. They did lose him. They're going to draft this dude right here, Nick Emori, South Carolina. He has everything you want: big size, physical safety. They're in the division with the Buffalo Bills. So they need a top safety, and they did just lose in Frazier to the Giants, Javon Holland, who was very good for them. So Nick Emori, pick 13 with the Dolphins. You add him to your secondary. I know they need a lot. Nick Emori at 13. Let me know if y'all disagree. I think this is a good move for them. Fortunately, the first safety goes off the board. They get the guy who had a really great combine, a physical specimen, a guy that can do everything. This guy is going to be a very good safety for the Dolphins, and it's sickening because then you got to worry about Baltimore jumping in front of us. Now you got to worry. If you're the Eagles, you got to make a move right here. This is where I think Howard Roseman realistically moves up. If this actually happens, Howard Rose is going to move up for sure. There ain't no way he's going to let the Baltimore Ravens take another safety if he has a chance to take Melcon Starks. Because now if you're the Baltimore Ravens, you got to hope that Melcon Starks falls to you. Because now the first safety goes off the board. But I think Nick Emori goes pick 13 to the Dolphins. Now you're the Colts on the clock. Tight end, guard. So far, we'll look what we have here. Cam Ward, Duke Carter, Aston Gentry, Travis Hunter, Tyler Warren, Shadir Sanders, Will Campbell, Tola McMillan, Jackson Dart, Mason Graham, Luther Burden to the 49ers, Jadaine Barron, cornerback for the Cowboys, Nick Emori. I think this is a good draft right here. I do. So we got the Colts. They need tight end, guard, edge rusher, linebacker, safety. The edge is interesting. I think the Colts need a lot. The biggest weakness last year to me was the secondary. And I think when you look at it, linebacker, safety, they need linebacker. They need tight end. Let's take a look at the tight ends. We got Loveland still on the board, but do we need it? Do we need it? Safety, we could take running back. No, we already paid him, so we don't need running back. So let's see. Let's take a look. I mean, we could go off its line, right? This is interesting because you never know what the Colts are going to do. But if I had to guess, you have Anthony Richardson. You don't know what he is. I think they're going to take this dude. That's my feeling. I think they go Colston Loveland out of Michigan. Get the best top 2 safety in this draft. Now you got him, Pittman Jr. I think this is a good pick for them. Tight end, 14 for the Colts. You got 2 tight ends. 2 tight ends back-to-back in the first round. Tyler Warren goes to the Jags. And now the Colts get Colston Loveland. Think about Colston Loveland versus Tyler Warren, the next rivalry. Wow. That is going to be scary. I'm not scary. That's going to be so interesting. Imagine that happening. Tyler Warren in the same division as Colston Loveland. Them trying to say who's better. It got to be instant rivalry right there, man. Colston Loveland, and Tyler Warren, both in the same draft class, both going to both division rivals, playing against each other 2 times. Not bad for me. So, yeah, I think Colston Loveland at 14 makes so much sense. Let's take a look. So far, again, Cam Ward, Abdul Carter, and you see it. I mean, I think so far I'm doing all right. Let me know if you disagree, and let me know. I want to hear what you have to say. Luther Burden, I got Jadaine Barron, fortunately going to the Cowboys. He's going to suck because I love him, and I think he's going to be a really legit good corner. Nick Emori, Colston Loveland. Now you got the Falcons on the clock, man. You got the Falcons on the clock, and this is where I think a guy like let's see. I think a guy like this would go. I think a guy like this, Matthew Golden. I think Matthew Golden makes so much sense for the Falcons. They did draft Drake London. You got Kyle Pitts there. You need another weapon. Matthew Golden, add to the Falcons roster. Now they're scary over there, man. You got 3 good receivers, man. And you got the running back, Bijan Robinson. You're building this offense, man. Offense, you got explosive everywhere, man. Matthew Golden at 15. I think he's a top 2 NFL draft receiver in this draft class. All right, so 2 receivers, 2 tight ends go in the first round. Hey, not a bad draft class. Matthew Golden, Falcons, pick 15. I think you add another weapon to your new rookie quarterback who started last year, and I think when you add a guy like a Matthew Golden to a quarterback that's going to be in the second year, why not add another complete receiver? Matthew Golden's a very good receiver, a very fast receiver, a guy that can go up and get a ball, and he has speed, man. He burns people, man. He lights them up. He plays a little bit to me like a Deshaun Jackson type receiver, just a little bit more physical and a little bit bigger. But that's what he reminds. My comp is Deshaun Jackson. That's what he reminds me of. But hey, it is what it is. But Matthew Golden, pick 15. So far again, Cam Ward, Abdul Carter, Alshon Gentry, Travis Hunter, Tyler Warren, Will Campbell, Terry Taylor McMillan, Jackson Dart, Mason Graham, Luther Burden III, Jaden Barron, Nick Memori, Colston Loveland, Matthew Golden, and the Arizona Cardinals are on the clock, man. They need a lot. And unfortunately, Jonathan Gannon is going to fuck us one more time because I think they're going to go this guy. Unfortunately, they're going to go Walter Nolan because Jonathan Gannon likes to fuck us. And why not fuck us again? We know we like this player. Howard Roseman loves defense linemen, but the Cardinals need defense linemen. They just paid Josh Sweat. Yes, but they're going to add more to it. And, they don't even see it because they just drafted the wide receiver last year from Ohio State and Marvin Harrison Jr. So they're going to go Walter Nolan out of Mississippi, and they're going to get the best defense line, in my opinion, in this draft. Walter Nolan at 16 makes so much sense. A guy that can help in the trenches in the defense side of the ball. You have a division with the Brock Purdy in your division. The Seahawks, who just paid Sam Darnold. They think they can win a division. They still got Matthew Stafford, a guy that can set the tone. Walter Nolan, great pick. I think this is a good pickup for them. And yeah, so when we look at it right now, again, Cam Ward, Duke Carter, Alshon Gentry at pick 3 for the Giants. Travis Hunter, Tyler Warren, Shadir Sanders, Will Campbell, Taylor McMillan, 8 to the Panthers. 9, Jackson Dart to the Saints. Mason Graham to the Bears. Luther Burden to the 49ers. Jaden Barron to the Cowboys. 13, Nick Memori. Colston Loveland, Matthew Golden, Walter Nolan, and now we got the Bengals on the clock. And I think the Bengals are interesting because the Bengals, they need offensive line. Okay, that is one of the weaknesses, offensive line, but they also need defense. I mean, I don't think offensive line is the weakness. They don't need receiver. They just paid 2 receivers already. So they need a lot. All right. I think they're going to go cornerback and because they need secondary help, man. They got absolutely destroyed in the secondary. And I think, why not add the best cornerback in this draft? Why not add the best cornerback in this draft? And that's Will Johnson out of Michigan. I think you need to get a corner. I know people talk about his combine. I don't care about his combine, man. He's the best cornerback in this draft class. He's played top schools. And I think he coming to the Cincinnati Bengals would be a perfect matchup. And you didn't have to move up to get him. He dropped right in front of your eyes. And to me, if he's at pick 17 and you're the Bengals, you need secondary help. You just paid wide receiver Jamar Chase. You paid T. Higgins. And you need to help Joe Burrow with the defense. I think Will Johnson's a great pickup. Will Johnson, 17 to the Bengals, makes so much sense. Get a Michigan cornerback, Adam. I think you already drafted a Michigan cornerback, if I believe. Did you not? I mean, you just drafted the safety of Alabama. Who was the Alabama safety that you drafted? I forget his name. But anyway, you have him, Michigan DB. You need to get back to Super Bowl. You have to go against in your conference when you go to play with Mahomes. You got to go against Josh Allen. You got to go against Lamar. You got to go against these quarterbacks. You need corners to stop these guys. So Will Johnson at pick 17, get the best cornerback in this draft. Will Johnson to the Bengals makes so much sense. On the clock, the Seattle Seahawks, they need center, guard. They need a lot of stuff. They just paid Sam Darnold. They need a receiver. I think you already drafted one Ohio State receiver. Why not draft another one? And I talk about Mika Mabuka. Why not add another college teammate? You traded DK Metcalf. You need another receiver. I know they could go off the sign. They could go off the sign in the second round. There's no offensive line really to reach for. I don't think there's that many offensive linemen that you are risking in the first round. They could go off the sign, but I think Mika Mabuka. You already got the other guy from Ohio State in what's his name, Najigba. Add another receiver to your number one receiver, unfortunately, and now is Najigba Nabuka. I mean, they traded Metcalf, so now they have two receivers now. Now you're set. Now you don't have to worry about a receiver. You already replaced them with a guy like that. And I think Najigba Nabuka, a guy that I think is a very good Ohio State receiver, and he fell to you at pick 18. You have two Ohio State receivers, just like when the Eagles paired when who else? Who else paired those two receivers together? I don't know. Oh wait, was it Jamar Chase? I don't remember. But there was another team that we paired two number receivers together. But it is what it is. I think Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase were teammates. So yeah, I mean it's happened. So why don't you compare those two together with Sam Darnold, a guy that you just paid? You need receivers for. And I mean you could go off the sign, but I think Najigba Nabuka, get some familiarities to help your receiver feel comfortable, man. So I think that's a good pick. Let me know what y'all think. Yes, they could have went offensive line, but I don't think there's any guard that's worth taking in the first round. Just not. So Mika Mabuka out of Ohio State makes some sense. And yeah, edge linebacker DB. It's tough because I got another edge going to the board. And unfortunately, Eagle fans, I'm sorry to say this. Man. This is gonna be tough to say, bro. It's gonna be tough to say. I truly believe they're gonna go this guy right here. I truly believe they're gonna go this one right here. James Pierce Jr. Welcome to Seattle, man. I'm sorry. Welcome to the Buccaneers. They're gonna go to Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay. James Pierce Jr. Makes so much sense. Todd Bowles gets another edge rusher. Listen, you lost the game because you couldn't stop the run and Jaden Daniels. You couldn't stop him. And part of it was because you had no defense of edge rusher that can get to the quarterback. Jaden Daniels was able to do everything he wanted to you, and you already got the weapons. You got the quarterback, I believe. Baker Mayfield has said, or I think has solidified the quarterback position in Tampa Bay. You need edge rusher. James Pierce Jr. is a guy that has quickness, speed to go up, and he said he thinks he's one of the best. Todd Bowles is a great defensive mind. I think would be a great pick. Edge rusher, 19. The Bucs take edge rusher James Pierce Jr. out of Tennessee. They get their edge rusher. They get their guy for a long term. And now we look at it. Well, let's take a look at this draft. Again, Cam Ward, Abdul Carter, Alshon Gentry, Travis Hunter, Tyler Warren, Shadir Sanders, Will Campbell, Tutola McMillan, Jackson Dart, Mason Graham, Luther Burden, Jadon Barron, Nick Morey, Colston Loveland, Matthew Golden, Walter Nolan, Will Johnson, Amika Mabuka, and James Pierce Jr. Not bad at all. And Melchi Stark's still on the board, man. So it's looking good for the Eagles. It's looking good. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully that's the way the draft goes, man. Because if you can able to see that safety, it's a great draft, man. All right, so the Broncos on the clock, man. And they need running back. They need wide receiver. They need center. They need defensive end. Let's take a look at the receiver core. Not really guys that I see as receiver one. They already got quarterback. They need tight end. Do they need tight end? I don't think so. I don't think they need tight end. I don't think they need tight end. Let's see. Let's take a look at the defense side of the ball. See who the best player is. You know what I'm saying? I think, you couldn't get – I think they liked Walter Nolan. I think he fell to them. So who's the best one? I think the next greatest defense tackle is Kenneth Grant. Another Michigan guy goes to off the board. Kenneth Grant, get the second best pass rusher out, best defensive end in this draft. And I think you add him. Yeah, you need a defense to stop Mahomes. This is a guy that can be a plug-and-play guy, a guy that can stuff the run. He was with Mason Graham, and he made a lot of great plays in his college football career. Kenneth Grant at pick 20. Why not? This is a great pick. I think this is no brainer. Trenches on the defense side of the ball. You get a guy like that to help your defense. On the clock, quarterback, running back, tight end, safety. This is tough because you don't know what the Steelers are going to do. But if I have to guess what the Steelers are going to do, I think they're going to go after this guy. And a lot of people talk about, well, why would they? I think people are sleeping on this kid so much, man. I think when you watch tape, if he falls somehow, which I don't think so, but if somehow he falls, because I know a lot of people talk about the other guy. This guy's a beast, man. I watched him at Ohio State. I know how good he is. Anybody knows about this kid? This kid's a beast. Trayvon Henderson. I know a lot of people about Hampton out of South Carolina. No. I think that this is the second best running back behind Gentry. I watched this kid's tape. I like this kid's physical patience. And I think Trayvon Henderson at 21 with the Pittsburgh Steelers makes so much sense. A guy that can come in and play right away. This guy's a monster. This guy's going to be really good. I'm telling you, he's a freaking sleeper. Somehow he drops in the second round. I want the Eagles to get him. I don't care. Eagles, go get him. Pair him up with Saquon Barkley. You let the best running back. I think he honestly could be really special, man. I know a lot of people didn't talk about it. I don't know why, but he's creeping up in the first round. And I think Trayvon Henderson out of Ohio State makes so much sense, man. All right. So they take the running back on the clock, wide receiver, tight end, defense line. They need a lot, man. I could go quarterback, but don't have competition. Oh, man. I could go quarterback with them. But I'm just going to play it safe. Let's see what the tight ends are. Oh, man. Let's see the tight ends. I really like this kid really a lot, man. I really do. I think Mason Taylor makes so much sense. I like this kid a lot, man. From LSU, man. He's a playmaker, bro. I think you take him. You know what I'm saying? He might not be Tyler Warren. He might not be Colston Loveland. They're off the board. Mason Taylor makes so much sense for the Chargers, man. Go out and get a guy that can be a receiver / tight end. I mean, he's both, man. Very good receiver. He reminds me a lot of Zach Ertz. And he's a quarterback's best friend. Go out and get Justin Herbert with another weapon. And I think Mason Taylor is a great pick. So you got 3 tight ends going in the first round. I mean, it's not impossible. There's a lot that this team can do. So now you got the sorry weenie Packers, the ones that are trying to ban the tush pusses on the board, man. On the clock, wide receiver, edge, cornerback. You know, I want to do them so dirty, man. I fucking hate this team, but I'm gonna be professional because that's what I do. I don't want to screw them, but I wish I could screw them so bad. I wish I could screw them so bad. I wish I could give them a freaking quarterback because I think Jordan Love stinks. But I'm gonna do them a solid. And I love this kid so much. But I think when you look at it, I mean, let's see edge. Let's see edge real quick. I mean, if there's no edge, I can see them doing this, but let's see. I think this is the pick right here. Donovan Usworth from Boston College. I think this guy is creeping up the board. I think the Packers get the edge rusher. I think he's the best edge rusher behind Pierce Jr. And the reason why I didn't go Mike Green is because I think the domestic case, I think a lot of teams are going to fall away from him. And Donovan Usworth, whatever his name is, I watched him. He reminds me so much of Hassan Reddick. And this kid is a guy can bend. He can do a lot. And I think the Packers get him at pick 23 is a great pick. Get the second best second edge rusher, in my opinion, in this draft. So, yeah, I think the Packers, this is a good move for them. You add them with a Gary. I think this is a good pick. All right, on the clock, the Vikings, running back, defense line, DB. You know what I'm saying? Defensive end. I mean, they did take a defensive end last year, didn't they? In the first round from Alabama. So let's see defensive end real quick. Let's see defensive end. Let's see defensive end. I mean, Hold up. Let's see. Tyler Williams. I like Tyler Williams, man. TJ Sanders, I think a lot of people sleep on him. I can see this is where TJ Sanders goes, man. I know a lot of people sleep on him, but he screams a Viking to me. He screams a Viking to me. I don't know why he's falling off that board. TJ Sanders at pick 24 is not a bad idea at all. I think that's where you have him at. I think TJ Sanders could go early second, but at 24, I can see that. You know what I'm saying? You already drafted the other guy from Alabama. So yeah, getting him wouldn't be a bad move. I think TJ Sanders, you help your defense line, go get him on the clock, and then this is pretty much the same shit. Wide receiver, they need wide receiver badly. Who's the second best wide receiver in this game? To me, when I look at wide receiver, for some reason, when I look at wide receiver, and when I look at them, I like this dude, Jaden Higgins, out of Iowa State. But I like this kid right here, from Syracuse. I think this is a good pickup right here. This guy could come in there, and I think this is a good pick. I mean, I could see them training back. I mean, they need offensive line. Tight end with the Rams. You know, this is where it gets tough. You know what I'm saying? This is where it gets tough. And we got to hold breath. You know what I'm saying? But what if the Eagles could trade? Can they trade? Oh, nope. I can't trade. Damn. Shit. Let's see. Tight end. Tight end. Everybody needs a tight end. Why? All right. This is where I think the cornerbacks are going to go off the board for another cornerback's going to go off the board. Oh, man. I'm going to love this kid because I know he's going to be good. Fuck. But this is why this. You can't get everybody. Can't get everybody, man. I love this kid, but I think this is where he goes. Trey Amos from Mississippi is going to the Rams. They need corner. They need another corner to help out. Yes, they got they just paid Juice, but who is he? You know what I'm saying? And they do have Emmanuel Forbes, but I think Trey Amos is a good corner for them. And yeah, so yeah, 26, and then the Ravens are on the clock, and this is where you got to hold your breath because they need a lot, but they need safety, they need guard, DB. I'm gonna say this. I think they're gonna go DB. No, wait. Ooh, man. Is the best guard? You gotta hope the best guard is on that board, man. Let's see who the best guard is. I wonder who the best guard is. Let's see. Let's see who the best guard is. Is there even a guard on the board? You got to take him, man. Yeah. Got to take him. I mean, I don't know. And then the Lions, wide receiver, guard, edge, linebacker. I think they take the dude. Jihad Campbell. And then I think the Commanders are going to do this. That's how I feel. The Commanders are going to go Mike Green. The Bills are on the clock. They need linebacker. They need cornerback. This is where the Bills always reach. I think they're going to reach for another corner. I would take him day 2. But knowing the Bills, I like this kid a lot, man. I like this kid a lot, bro. There's something about him that I like. And I'm talking about this dude right here. I think this kid right here, I watch a lot of them. Maxwell Harrison with the Bills, man. This dude's a beast, man. I like this kid at pick 31, 32. And then he got the Chiefs. And the Chiefs, to me, they need a lot. They need help on offensive tackle. They need offensive line in general. I think Josh Simmons, tackle, Ohio State. So now, the Philadelphia Eagles, they take my boy, Malachi Starks. Boom. And here's your mock draft. Now, I could have been reaching a little bit. Let's see how I did. Let's see how I did. Oh, man, we got a guy, bro. Hopefully that happens next Thursday. It's tough because the 32 was like, you don't know what's going to happen. So I had to guess because like at that point where I was running out of players, man. But yeah. I want to see this. I want to see this. It loads. There we go. There we go. Tell me how I did, man. Tell me how I did. Tell me how I did. Look at this. Cam Ward, Abdul Carter, Alshon Gentry to the look at this. Travis Hunter, Tyler Warren, Shadir Sanders, Will Campbell, Tutorial McMillan, Jackson Dart, Mason Graham, Luther Burden, Jadon Barron, Nick Memori, Colston Loveland, Matthew Golden, Walter Nolan, Will Johnson, Amika Gigabuka, James Pierce Jr., Kenneth Grant, Trayvon Henderson, Mason Taylor, Donovan Uzuruko, TJ Sanders, Alec Amunor, Trey Amos, Amora Mamubu, Jihad Campbell, Mike Green, Maxwell Harris, Josh Simmons, Melkine Starks. I think that's a good draft. What do y'all think, man? Let me know in the comments. What would you change? What would you change? I could have went somewhere else. Maybe I could have, for the Cowboys could have taken offensive line. I think they would take offensive line, honestly. But Jadon Barron, I thought was the best corner. Yeah, I think it was a good draft. I really do. I think so, man. I think so. They would 100% take him. I agree. Giants are going to go take a running back. I think so. They'll hype him up like they did Jalen Mills. Yeah, for sure. Are you talking about Blanchard? But yeah, I like this move, man. I think this is a great. For my first mock draft, I like this. I think that we nailed it, man. I think we nailed it, bro. But yeah, yeah, I think this is a good mock draft, man. I honestly think that's a good mock draft. I think you got the best player in this draft, and like I said, I think that is a good mock draft. And yeah, how long we been on it? We've been on it for a while, so I'm gonna head out. Appreciate it for watching as always. Like and subscribe, and I'm out. Go Birds. Peace out.